Hello and welcome to our next Geekberhood guide. I'm Steen, your geek of many nerddoms. Welcome in. I've had a lot of people recently ask me about Free RPG Day because I was talking about it on stream and people were like, "What's that? I don't understand." So, let's do a little history first. This started in 2007, so next year will be their 20th year, and it was started by several companies. The biggest supporter of which was Goodman Games, which we'll get to their product in a minute. But the whole idea was to get sample games and adventures out to the gamers in a way that they could get them for free and also discover their local game stores. So what happens is any game store that wants to participate buys a box of stuff, and every year that changes up what's in it. Different game companies will decide to do things, so you get all sorts of variety. It was international for a while, but about I want to say 4 years back, it got bought by a different company, so now it's U.S. only, which is kind of sad. But one of the agreements that has always been made is that within a month of Free RPG Day, you're supposed to release your items free in PDF formats. So if you missed it and something looks interesting to you, go check their website in late July. So I'm going to go through the gigantic stack. I have to thank Upkeep Games in Canton, Michigan. They are a suburb of Detroit. They were wonderful. They hosted me and let me take one of everything so that I could use it for my library programs. I'm not from the Detroit area, so I had to travel to get to them, but they were fantastic. Their store is great. They have a couple other locations, one in Howell and one in Ann Arbor. I have nothing but great things to say about their staff. They were so friendly and so helpful. They were making sure all the GMs had stuff available. We're talking with the patrons. Fantastic. I have nothing but great things to say about them. So we're going to kind of start with the general stuff, then adventures, then quick starts, then fun extras. The things I did not pick up were they had end of session like little pads, like this big, like notepads, like post-it note size. So you could put like a little summary of what happened to your session. I was like, I didn't need that. I did grab one of the Free RPG Day pencils. It's in my bag somewhere. Um, I also did not grab. They had a minifig, um, like a miniature you could paint. I didn't grab that because I never used them. So, but I think that was all I didn't grab because I was like, I have no use for these. We'll leave them for other people. So, first, preview copy of No Place Like Homebrew from Roll and Play Press. Now, what this has in it is it has pages with quick adventures. This is designed to be mostly compatible with 5th edition, but it still has a lot of interesting ideas and, well, as always, fantastic art. Now, these are the same folks that do the one-shot adventures. They've just done their second edition, second copy, or second version. So great if you are a GM. And this is nice because it gives you 15 stat blocks in here and some other good stuff if you're the GM. Next, admittedly, this isn't even an adventure. This is an expansion preview for the Marvel Multiverse role playing game. So that's been going on for a few years. They never actually give you a full adventure. They give you previews of what's coming in the next updates. I get to learn how to play this during Gen Con this year, so end of the month I'll be playing this. I'm very excited. I have liked what I have seen about character creation in this game, and I've looked at several superhero games, so far this has been interesting. All right, adventures. So first we have Creed Shadowstalker. Darkness spreads across the land. This is an adventure. Um, they do 5th edition items. The first stuff we're going through is 5th edition oriented. They also have a creedscodex.com, and there's their QR code. Get that close. This is by Night Vision Creative, Night KNIGHT. Interesting a little bit. This is kind of strikes me as very dungeon crawler Carl esque, but fun stuff in there. So interesting adventure. Now here's Goodman Games. Goodman Games is mostly known for Dungeon Crawl Classics, which is very classic dungeon crawl. You start at level 0, you build your character as you play. Very quick, very easy. Gigantic book. I mean, it's huge. But interesting stuff. But they also write 5th edition adventures, and this is this year's Pretenders to the Rat King's Throne. And I have to say that every time I have picked up any of their items, I mean, they keep to that old school vibe, black and white like the original D&D, but nice, really easy to read maps, makes it really great. Their adventures are very nicely done. They have great appendices, so nice adventure. You can still hunt down, like for a lot of these companies, you can hunt down previous year's adventures out on either their website or drivethrurpg.com. So Pathfinder 2nd edition, Things Go to Hell, this year's adventure. These are always adventures for Pathfinder and Starfinder. And each year they are very great about putting the previous year's adventures out on their website. And you can get all of them. You can go all the way back to the 1st edition in the Weeby Goblins line, which I love. I've run it, played it. It is so much fun. It is so much fun to play the Weeby Goblins. And they always, again, quality art, great company. I like that they put nice maps in the front cover. So if you like Pathfinder, 2nd edition. And then, of course, we have Starfinder 2nd edition, Rescue of the Raxel. And again, these are all out on Paizo's site. Again, beautiful art and maps. So, good stuff. Next, we have Arkham Horror, the role-playing game. This is an adventure, and it's actually a pretty good-sized one. So if you like horror, this is great. This is by Edge Studios. Also with Fantasy Flight Games. So a lot of companies have started working together and doing like adventures that work for their stuff, but also work with another company's stuff. So I'm really liking that more and more companies are starting to work together to come up with, ideas and adventures and things and supplements. So this is really nice. I guess it's set in New Orleans. Color maps, good stuff in here. They do have a little bit of a quick start, a little bit of explanation of the rules, but it's not necessarily as huge as you find in other ones. But I do like their character sheets. I mean, you get the nice little pictures of your character. Then we have, actually, that is the first quick start. I am wrong. So this is the first quick start. So quick starts include a light version of the rules, that's my favorite part of free RPG Day, is I can pick up quick starts, which have a light version of the rules and adventure and character sheets, so that I can run it as a demo for people so they can see, hey, do I like this game? Do I not like this game? What do I like? Can I use it with something else? So that always makes me happy. That's, I think, what I encourage most for free RPG Day is people go pick up a quick start or two. Depending on your store will determine how many things they let you pick up. Some stores it's 1 per person, some it's 3 per person, some it's you get 1 free and you pick up, another one for every so much you buy in the store. But they have to give at least 1 item free to every person that requests it. So I always feel very privileged when people are like, yeah, we'll donate all these to the library. So this is quick start for Root. And Root started out as a card game. It's definitely designed as a little more family-friendly, cartoony. It's by Magpie Games. It is sort of adjacent to the, what am I thinking of the rule system? To, not Savage Worlds, the other one. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but They use playbooks and things like that that you see in other games. So, and Root has this is the Hacksaw Dell Quick Start, so it has the rules and all of that. But they are also great about putting up previous year's quick starts and free adventures, and so their Magpie Games is really fantastic with that. So Root is lovely. Another Magpie Games is um, Avatar Legends, and again, similar system, and it is base system, I should say. Why am I drawing a blank on the name of the system? Oh, Powered by the Apocalypse. That's it. I remembered. Powered by the Apocalypse, where you have playbooks, which I find great for new players because the playbooks give you an idea of what their character's supposed to be like, their attitude, their goals, that kind of idea. So it's great for that. But this is one of the Avatar Legends ones. So I have run quite a lot of Avatar Legends at work. Love it. I love that they also have designed this game so you can run in 5 different eras of Avatar, The Last Airbender. So you can go all the way back to Kyoshi and all the way up to Korra. And I'm hoping that when we get the new series that takes place with the Avatar after Korra, we get in addition to this. So lovely adventure. And again, they fantastic art. You've got your character sheets. Everything's in here you need. And I like that they've now started putting basic moves and things like that right on the cover to make your life simple, whether you're playing or GMing. All right, so this is Crooked Moon, and this is kind of 5e adjacent. It's its own thing. They've got some interesting ideas in here. If you like horror, and they even talk about the Crooked Moon Tarot on the back that you can use with it. This is by Avantris.com. So, great company. They do a lot of interesting things in here. I kind of like the creepy bunny with the mask, the Plague Doctor mask. There's something cool about it. So, on to stuff that is their own systems. So, we have Kobold Press. Now, Kobold Press was one of the people that was very, very active with open game license when the dispute was coming and the creation of the Ogre license. And so they have their Tales of the Valiant line, which is 5e compatible, but they've kind of made it their own. Now, what was really neat, this was banded, and I was like, oh, maybe they just have one thing in it. No. This is the cover. The cover has a map inside for your adventure. And then you have 2 books. There's your adventure, and here are your rules. Or no, sorry. I got it backwards. This is rules and character sheets. And this one is your adventure. So it all slips together nicely. You've got a little bit of everything you need. And they do have a decent amount of free stuff on their things, but they're getting into a very Norse-themed thing going on right now. So Kobold Press, Tales of the Valiant, they've been doing a lot of Kickstarters for additional items for the system. Now, if you want to go old school, Vampire the Masquerade. Now, Vampire the Masquerade has a long and storied history. Originally, the World of Darkness line from White Wolf Games. Then Vampire got purchased by Modifius, and there were some problems. If you want to look into that, I will let you. It had to do with one of their supplements and kind of Nazi-esque things going on. And Modifius made the very smart decision to go, yeah, we need to distance ourselves from that. So Renegade Game Studios, who have a lot of the Hasbro properties, so G.I. Joe, they now have My Little Pony, they've got Transformers, a couple others. So they now own Vampire. They appear to have kept the same dot system for how everything works. So very similar to the original if you've ever played vampire or werewolf. Because different parts are owned by different people, I don't know how compatible they are anymore. I will say in the original White Wolf, the dots were not as similar on scale of powers as between the different ones as there could have been. It was Mage was way overpowered in comparison to everything else. But if you like vampires, there's a freebie. Then Everyday Heroes. This one is a it's a quick start because you can actually use their QR code to get a digital copy and to get a quick start version of the rules. And they basically have a variety of hero style games. So this is like everyday street level kind of things, but they do have more powerful heroes. So it's got a nice little adventure in here. I like that more people have been printing the maps on the inside as you need them. And as always, I mean, you've got characters and NPCs and all that good stuff in here. Then we get to some more interesting ones. The Kaguya Protocol. Now, this is actually 2 adventures in this little pullout. So you could actually use it like a GM screen, kind of, if you wanted. They also have a QR code here. Let me put that up. And it will link to the rule system. It is only on a web page though, so it's not like it's something you can download. But 2 adventures in this little guy. So if you like some mecha, why not? Level 1. This is by 9th Level Games. They do this every year. This is volume 7. So they've been doing this for 7 years. So 99 was the first year. And what's really cool is this is a collection of a bunch of indie games. So they each are in here with their own idea. You can look through, pick which one looks fun. They tend to be very quick kind of games, but they can be a great jumping point for other things. And they put every single one of these up in PDF for free, DriveThruRPG and the 9th Level website. So then we have a Old School Essentials hex crawl from here to there, and they do have info in here to get like kind of like a basic rules, but they've got really cute little hex crawl stuff. They've got your area. Nice if you like that kind of thing. They've got their stat blocks and everything in here. So Old School Essentials works really well. Creature Curation Presents. Now this uses a lot of the Grimm stuff. This is Creature Curation is the name of the company. There's 3 different adventures in here. One for Vast Grimm, one for Raptor Ruckus, and one for Neon Bastards. I am reading it. I am not saying that derisively. But what's nice, check out all these. So the QR codes, the top ones are for quick start rules, and the bottom ones are for character generators. So you can make your own characters to run these. Very, very easygoing system. No big difficulty. And it gives you a chance to try out 3 systems in one packet. I fully expect them to have that nicely within a month. Then we have Pirate Borg. So related to the previous. PirateBorg.com. I love that. It is the worst pirate RPG ever made. Made me laugh. These are very down and dirty kind of systems, which I like, especially if you want to go old school dungeon crawl. But I like that they make everything look very piratey, the right era. So lots of neat stuff. Pictures of your different, goblins and, whatever zombies. And there's your rules. That's pretty much all you need to play. So, very fun. So, we're getting into some of the big names now. Chaosium. Age of Vikings Quick Start. So, this came out, I believe, last year, Age of Vikings. But this is, I like that they really made the art go with that Viking theme. But this uses the basic role playing system. So if you have played RuneQuest, if you have played Call of Cthulhu, if you have played Rivers of London, this uses that same base system with a few modifications just because, well, it's Vikings. But if you need more stuff, they give you all the information you need in here. So, as always, with anything Chaosium, really well put together. I'm always happy. I still don't know if this was originally out of an April Fool's joke or not, but this is from Artausorian Games. Fossilized violence. Yes, dinosaurs. Dinosaur chaos. I mean, come on. And it sounds absolutely hysterical. The rules are really, really simple in here. There's Pangeon. There's your world. They have stuff on their website, so they have another adventure out there. But, I mean, they've got fairy pulp-esque art. And it's amusing, I have to say. But they have critical tables. This one is sort of like, it's designed to kind of be last person standing. But they've got all your dinosaur stats. I mean, how do you go wrong with dinosaurs? Ever. I mean, come on. So, amusement. And they give you the QR code to get the full game. Very fun. I think it started, though, as a kind of April Fool's joke, and it just went bonkers. Dolmenwood. Now, one of the people that played in my game when I ran at our free RPG day uses Dolmenwood. She really loves it. This is by Exalted Funeral and Necrotic Gnome is the name of it. This looks really fun. I believe that you are using multiple D6s. Yeah, this is a D6 based system. The art is very nice. She said she really liked a lot of the stuff that they did. They give you I have to say, looking through it, they give you a lot of really interesting information. Your combat, your adventure is in here too. So I'm definitely going to fully read this because she could not say enough good things about it. Now we have Edge Studios and Fantasy Zombicide Plague Bearer. It's their new game. If you like it, PDF. Or there's quick start for PDFs and more information. But this is definitely undead, zombie, yeah. And they use dice pools in this. So this is a full quick start. This one made me laugh. Wizard Riders. I am not joking. That is what this is. This is by Catalyst Game Labs, the people that currently bring you Shadowrun and several other games. And so, yes, wizards, bikers, yeah. I think the character sheet makes me giggle. It's fun. The rules of the ride. I mean, come on. This is going to be a fun one to play around with. I mean, it's hello. It's very fun. Then we have Daggerheart. Dying Spire. This is from Darrington Press or daggerheart.com. They have the information in here. I actually get to learn, I'm going to be learning Daggerheart a little bit at Gen Con also. I'm playing like a 1-hour intro thing. But they give you a lot of good information. They even tell you how you can combine this with other scenarios that they have out. You can make photocopies onto cardstock for standees. So then we've got terrain. So they even include all that stuff in this, which is really nice. This is one of the thicker ones that they had. So there's a lot in here. There's a lot packed in here. Character sheets, the whole shebang. Then we had Dungeons and Kittens from Edge Studios. And I cannot read that, but edgestudio.net, edge-studio.net. You can get more information on it. It's They're a D6 based game too. It's a little more cartoony. I mean, hello, let's look at the castle. It's really cute. I always love anything where it's like you are playing an animal. It's fun. It's good for like a family game or for when you're a little tired of playing hard time D&D. You want to play Sparkle the Cat. I mean, so it gives you a break. Free League Publishing this year. Vason. They've been adding more stuff to. I think they had a new campaign that just went through Kickstarter. Nordic horror set in the like 20s, teens 20s, like a lot of your typical horror, Arkham, Call of Cthulhu, that kind of thing. But it's mythic horror. This is definitely a pool building game, but I mean, look, there's where you're gonna be in the game. So they give you the rules. They have a great story. I found it very interesting. I'm not normally a horror person, but I love the idea of mythic horror as opposed to Cthulhu-esque horror. There's your character sheets. It's more pool building. So I'm definitely enjoying looking at this. And I did get the rules and a lot of the books from the last Humble Bundle that Free League did. So good stuff in there. Cosmere. If you are Brandon Sanderson, you know exactly what the Stormlight Archive is. Here's one of the adventures. Now, yes, it is in a plastic bag, and I'm keeping it in a plastic bag because there's a lot of stuff in here. I mean, you're getting this free. So, in here, I'll put that all back later. So, first, you have your adventure in here. There's our adventure. So they tell you a little bit about it, what's going on. And then you get character sheets. They all have pictures, the whole shebang. So there's a stack of them in here. And then they talk about, in here they have stuff about what is surge binding and what is an edge dancer, which if you know Cosmere, you know what we're talking about. So some specific rules, windrunners, all that kind of stuff. Then we have our ship, and then just a plain grid on the back. So all of that came together as a freebie. Now you can find a lot more to assist you with Cosmere role-playing out on their website. And I broke the bag. I'll just tape it shut later. But yeah, if you search for the Cosmere role-playing game, they have a lot of free information, quick start information, that kind of thing out there. Additional character sheets, so worth looking at. And then the last two I have are Legend in the Mist. This is their demo, so it is a quick start. But what I loved is I was like, why is there stuff sticking out? Here's your character sheet. Yes, this is your character sheet for your character to play in this game. So they have all the character sheets are like that. There's like 3 in here. But then they have these little cards to help you. And then they've got all of the rules in here so you can play the demo. This is the same. This is Son of Oak Games. They originally did City in the Mist, which is kind of like noir, hero, powered kind of thing, which is interesting. But this is the fantasy one, which they're finally shipping. So pre-orders are still out there, so you can get this if you want. But if you are curious to play it on your own, a learn to play comic book adventure. So it's a comic book, and you learn how to play the game through a comic book. So this is going to be one that I will definitely do a solo play. So that's all the big game stuff. But that's not all they do on Free RPG Day. I have to lean over because all the books went over the other stuff I got. So besides those, and that's the big important part about it, because you can get all the different games, the adventures, you can get quick starts. But then they had this. Home, House of Broken Promises, a map building game. So it's got all these cards in it, and I haven't really looked at the rules too carefully at this point, but got a couple ad things, but then they talk in here how you play. You have these cards. They tell you how to use the rest of these cards to play the game with two people. So definitely interesting. I'm definitely going to have some fun playing around with that and looking at it. Then they also had, this has been going on for this is the third year. This is from the Story Engine. This is their Lore Master deck. And they have these decks designed to help you with brainstorming. They've done a world deck. They've done a kind of starter deck. So this is the third one. This is all lore. And so you have in here all these different cards, and they're double-sided. And they tell you, what I love is they started doing this last year. Here's how you use them. And they tell you how you use them to help brainstorm things or develop lore or stuff like that. And this is a sampler, so it's not the full shebang, but it gives you an idea of how it functions and if you want to use it. So I'm very excited to use this because I'm having to develop lore for my game for work. And then the one thing I got for me, this is the only one that I'm absolutely keeping for myself because, well, I ran games and drove a ways to get to this store. Dispel Dice. This is their third year. I missed year 2 and I want it, but it looks like a ring box. But it's a pretty. Let me see if I can block me out enough. Check it out. It's purple and green. It's really cool. Ah. No, you go back in your box. But yeah, so they do dice some years too. Let's see, Chessex has done dice for them. Cute Workshop has done dice for them. Sirius has done dice for them. Who else has done? Other people have done dice, but Dispel is doing dice right now. They don't have anything specific on it to say free RPG day year, whatever, like Chessex has done. But, you know, that's fine. Plenty of companies have done dice. And you can still hunt them down sometimes. So that is Free RPG Day. FreeRPGDay.com. I am not affiliated with them. I would love to be affiliated with them. I would love if they sent me a box and then I could send them out to people. Like, yes, send me a box and then we'll do giveaways on stream. That would be fantastic. Is that going to happen? Probably not, but hey, you know. But I get to use all of these fantastic things for work. And they will help me run my games. They will help my coworkers run games. I, again, thank the Upkeep Games in Canton, Michigan. They were fantastic. They were great hosts. I hope that they invite me back next year because I would love to do this again. I will put information in the description about freerpgday.com, and I will put information for the Upkeep Games. So if you're in Detroit and you want to go look at a really nice game store, well outfitted with board games, card games, tabletop, magic cards, they do events for Lorcana. They, you know, you can find something there. Whatever you're interested in. Warhammer, paints, tons of paints. And a great place to just sit and play. And they have plenty of games you can borrow and play while you're there. So, thanks for being here. Thank you for enjoying the latest Geekberhood guide. And I will talk to you all soon. Have fun. Keep playing. That is the most important thing you can do.